Always good to press record so we can upload some more videos to our library. So welcome to Feel Good Fridays. I always wanted to say Feel Fab Friday. So we can feel fab today anyway. Pardon me. Today's session is going to be gentle, restorative, opening of hips and heart, reaching to stretch side muscles, getting a little more mobility in our thoracic area of our spines. That's the mid-back. Spinal flossing, which is flexibility in the spine, just to get in between all those joints nice and juicily. And so we will start just standing, and then we will head on down to our mats. So I just want to double check that we have enough height here, that my feet don't get cut off. And I will reposition this mat and then bring it down a little later. So for this morning, we're going to start standing. And let's just take a moment to realign and reorganize our bodies so that you can still feel comfortable in a beautifully lengthened upright body posture. So from this ear-jaw junction, slide your head up towards the ceiling in the sky and feel as though you are dangling, that your arms and legs are just dangling, like one of those puppets on a string, and that the soles of your feet have just floated down to your mat. The back of your head, the back of your rib cage, and the back of your pelvis is against your upright wall. And as we begin to reappreciate this feeling of length and improved posture, take a little glance down at your feet, and let's make sure that the baby toes are in line with your heels, so your legs and feet are parallel, and each little toe gap is really spread to its maximum space, almost like you could insert those little wedges in between your toes that we use when we paint our toenails. So guys, you might not have that experience of feeling to draw from, but maybe you can just try and put some of those little spaces in between your toes and walk around your house like that for a bit. And it's really something quite amazing. We don't spread our feet and toes enough to really feel sensations that come up from the sole of the foot, from the floor through the sole of the foot, and all the way up the length of our bodies. And our feet carry us all day long. So to start off with, just take a little rise and lower, testing your balance. Notice when you rise up, that you lean slightly forwards, and then when you lower down, the trajectory goes back down at a little angle. We go again, inhale, rise, exhale, lower. Inhale, rise, exhale, lower. Inhale, rise, exhale, lower. Inhale, rise, exhale, lower. Put your hands on your pelvis. Lift your toes, spread them, place them down. Lift the toes, spread them, place them down. Lift toes, spread them, place them down. Lift toes, spread, place down. Lift, spread, place down. Lift, spread, place down. Now try and lift the big toes up and keep the other four down. And place the big toes down and lift the other four up. And you'll notice how my fingers also want to come to the party. So let's try and keep the hands and fingers really solidly wrapping around our pelvis. Lift big toes up, place them down. Lift other four toes up, place them down. Lift big toes, place. Lift other four, place. Lift big toes, place. Lift other four, place. Lift big toes, place. Lift other four toes and place. And then like you're playing the piano with your toes, go from the baby toe to the big toe, 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 and then the other way around. Big toe to baby toes, big toes to baby toes, big toes to baby toes, big toes to baby toes, and then bring it back to the middle. Give your feet and toes a little stretch in the opposite direction as you just roll through the feet very gently before we start getting a little more precise with that rolling. So bring it back to the middle. Peel your heel, roll through the toes, roll back through the toes so you're on the ball of your foot, and then lower your heel back down. So scooch a little further for your viewing. Other foot, peel the heel, come onto the ball of the foot, roll through your toes, bring them back, so you're back onto the ball of the foot, and then place your heel down. Peel the heel, roll through the toes, roll back to the ball of your foot, and then lower your heel. Peel the heel, roll through the toes, balance challenge, clearly for me today, roll back and lower. We go a little faster. Heel, roll through, ball of the foot, heel. Heel, roll over, ball of the foot, heel. Heel, roll over, ball of the foot, heel. Heel, roll over, ball of the foot, heel, and then rise up. And very gently, we're just going to transition with prances. So your both knees and thighs are going to bend and keep reaching long as we rise through the middle, lower, through the middle, lower, and gently, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and then just stand. Feel the lovely pulling up of your suspenders. Again, lengthening up through the spiritual junction, placing your fingertips on top of your shoulders, and let's roll those elbows back. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4 more. And with every elbow revolution, you're continuing to grow tall through your ceiling and sky. Reverse. So we go down, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Take the hands behind your head. Really press the back of your head into your hands. Whoop, whoop, with the shoulders. Whoop, whoop. 1 more. Whoop, whoop. So your shoulders are relaxed, your elbows in your peripheral vision. And let's continue to butterfly our arms. In, wide. In, wide. In, wide. In, wide. And then somewhere in the middle. Not too wide, not too narrow, just right. And now if we take a moment to observe the placement here, you will notice that your elbows are in your peripheral vision. Take a moment to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to peel just your head and your shoulders away from your wall and bring your body back upright. So we're only moving the top half of your body. You're going to curl forward and then bring it back upright. Curl forward, bring it back upright. So everything else in the spine and pelvis stays upright. Just your upper body is curling forward. It's like you're creating that candy cane shape. 3 more. Curl forward, bring it up, curl forward, bring it up. 2 more. Curl forward, bring it up. 1 more. Curl forward, bring it up. Then taking your hands and placing them on top of your head. Whoop, whoop, the shoulders, but elbows are still in your peripheral vision. And with your head pressing up to your hands, we're going to polish our halos. So you're just going to imagine your halo above your head in one direction. We're going to polish. 1 and 2. Pelvis doesn't move, just your upper body is doing a little halo circle. And then we're going to reverse other direction. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Bring it back to the middle. Take your hands to the side of your temples and literally feel as though you're lifting your head up off your neck. Relax your shoulders down. Take a little bend in your knees. Super little bend. So we haven't shifted the pelvis forwards or backwards. The sacrum is just hanging there with the tailbone. And we're going to go over to the side and bring your body back upright. So if your wall of support was behind you, you would be sliding with both of your shoulder blades sliding into your hole and over and bring it back up. Just the upper body does that C curve over, up body does the C curve over. We're going to do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bring it to the middle. Take the hands back behind your head and straighten your legs. A little reach over our big ball. There is an imaginary big ball in the space behind you. It's situated here. And you're going to feel as though you're stretching your breastbone over that ball behind you. Straight legs. Just your upper body is going to go. And then bring your body back upright. Reach up and over with your sternum. Just the upper, the top half of your body. So the sternum reaches, it stretches, top, middle, right, left. Bring it back. 3 more. Gliding those elbows up and over. And bring it back. See whether you're able to keep your ribs down in the front as you take that little upper back. Reach. And 1 more. Reach. Bring it back. Right arm down, left arm down, and just adding a little bounce to those knees as we swing out, swing in, swing out, swing in, swing out, swing in, swing out, swing in. Bring your arms up in line with your shoulders. And now we're going to swing back, swing forwards, swing back, swing forwards. A little bit of rotation in your upper body. Swing back. Swing forward, swing back, swing forward, swing back, swing forward, swing back, swing 4 more. And 4, yeah, the 3, yeah, the 2, yeah, the 1. Breathe in, shake it out. Give your legs and arms a little bit of a shake. Pardon me. We're going to head on down to the mat. I just want to grab something quickly. And coming down to our knees, hands and knees on our mat. I bring this down a notch. And so now we have a better view of our mat. Alrighty, so in our quadruped position. So here, if you need to use extra support for your wrists, you can fold your mat over double and put your wrists half on, or the palms of your hands rather, half on, half off your mat. Same thing with your knees. Secrets of my children every day. It's the fluff. Same with the knees. You can use little bolsters or hand towels under your knees if they're feeling uncomfortable. And then let's be really aware of the placement of our thighs. Vertical thighs, vertical arms, hands underneath your shoulders. Knees are hip bone distance apart. And just take a little moment to move side to side, sway side to side, and then bring our bodies back to the middle. Spread your fingers. We're going to sink our chests through our arms with straight elbows. So you're going to sink, and you're going to bring it back upright. Sink your chest through, straight elbows, and then bring your body back upright. Make little mini adjustments if you need to as we go along. Sink your chest through, straight elbows, and bring your body back up. Sink chest through, bring your body upright. Sink chest through, bring your body upright. 1 more, sink chest through, bring your body upright. And now we're in the at-home placement for quadruped. Back of the head, back of the rib cage, back of your pelvis, all in contact with your broomstick. So from the bottom of the pelvis, we're going to go up. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to roll your pelvis underneath you and then roll your pelvis away. So we're doing a little tilt and rolling under of the pelvis. Curl your sacrum and tailbone under and release it back out long. Curl your pelvis straight under, release it back out long. And 1 more, curl your pelvis under, release it back out long. Take your hands over to the one side of your mat. Your hips are still facing forward. Your thighs are still parallel. We've just created a little arc shape to the side. And here we continue. Do a little pelvis roll under, little pelvis roll long. Roll your pelvis under, lengthen your pelvis out long. Roll your pelvis under, lengthen your pelvis out long, and we walk it over to the other side. Good, so knees and thighs stay squared off. Take an inhale, just the pelvis rolls under, and then it reaches back out long. So we haven't collapsed in the lower back to arch. It still remains level. We go roll the pelvis under, and then roll your pelvis back out level. Roll your pelvis under, and roll your pelvis level. Roll your pelvis under, roll your pelvis level, and bring it back to the middle, and have a little center sway as though you're swaying your body in lovely, cool, comforting water, gentle water. Bring it back to the middle. We're going to take a full cat curl up to the top floor. Breathe it in. As you breathe out, press your feet and shins down and roll your pelvis all the way up. And then roll your head and your pelvis out away from each other, back to your home position. Exhale as you roll your pelvis, press your shins and your feet down, and lengthen your head and pelvis out away from each other. Exhale as you curl, roll it all the way up to the top. Inhale as you lengthen, and walk it over to the side. So your thighs, knees, and hips are still shining forwards. We're going to do a cat call here. Roll all the way up to the ceiling. Roll all the way out long. So now, if you're on the side, the opposite pelvis needs to stay behind you a little bit more. You don't want to bring that pelvis round. You want to keep the pelvis squared off. Roll all the way up. Roll all the way long. Roll all the way up. Roll all the way long, and walk it over to the other side. So again, we don't want to bring the pelvis with us. We want to keep the pelvis still squared off, pelvis saddle in line with our mat, and the upper body goes to the other side as we roll all the way up and release. Roll all the way up and release. And one more, roll all the way up and release. Bring it back to the middle and gently sway as you glide your spine and body. Just gently swaying. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Bring it into the middle. Gently walk those hands back. Give your wrists a little bit of a stretch. So if it's too uncomfortable in this position for your knees, you can come up onto high knees and stretch. Give those hands a little bit of a massage. Bring them out. Shake it out. And let's head on down to our mats. So if you normally use a little bolster cushion for underneath your head, now would be a good time to put it down. Vilma, for you to get that lying down on your back, you're going to roll onto your side. Bring your knees up in line with your hips. And then you're going to baby roll onto your back. Put your feet down and then shift. Sometimes the roll back down the middle, when we're feeling a little icky and sticky in our lower backs, that's a lovely alternative that is used in occupational therapy sessions as well to teach you how to do safe transitions. Alrighty, so I like to incorporate as much safe transitions into our Pilates mat work. So bring the heels in line with your sit bones. Station your cushion if you need one. Let's begin by just tapping the toes, tapping your feet so your ankles and feet are doing this. And notice how the shift happens all the way up through the head and the neck. So put that there for now. So as you are tapping the toes, you're feeling your whole body shifting up and down your mat. I want you to think that you're a jellyfish, that you're made of jellyfish material today or composition. Imagine those beautiful jellyfish moving under the water, the gelatinous bodies they have. I want us to try and feel and imagine that within our own bodies for this morning, and then stop. Good. Let's take a moment to realign, reorganize, thighs in line with our hips. Give those hands a little press. Your feet or sits bones distance apart. So your sits bones, heels in line with your sits bones. Open your arms to T. Worm your way a little bit up so that you can feel the back of your head, the back of your rib cage, and the back of your pelvis. Those 3 points in contact with your mat. Close one arm over, take hold of your shoulder blades. Really see if you can make space between your shoulder blades. Get your fingers round to the borders here of your shoulder blade, and let's pop. Just gently roll your ribs and your head side to side. Keep your pelvis quiet. Just your ribs and head and shoulders are rolling. Bring it back to the middle. Open your arms to T, close it over, and gently roll. And smile. And then bring it back to the middle. Open your arms wide, feel that beautiful stretch. And place the arms down beside you. So right now, I want you to feel your shoulders rolling back behind you. Upper arms in contact with your mat. Lengthened elbows. Pardon me, I have to equalize all the time today because my ears are so blocked. Not from flu or virus, from allergies. Fortunately, tilt your pelvis towards you, tilt your pelvis away. Now remember, this is a super small movement, so it does not require a lot of energy input. It's literally tilt away. So if I put my hands on my pelvis to indicate the direction, you're tilting your pelvis and pubic bone towards you, tilt the pubic bone away. And you only move as far as what feels comfortable for you. So if it's feeling a little niggly, as you move through the tilt series, it should start to ease, and you're just taking it easy. Effortlessly tilting pelvis towards you, pelvis away. Tilt pelvis towards and away. Tilt towards, tilt away, tilt towards, tilt away back so that your pubic bone and hips are level. Good. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we tilt, we hover the pelvis. So you go up to these bottom ribs and then roll down through your waistband and then roll your pelvis and tailbone through your feet. Tilt your pelvis towards you, go up halfway. These ribs and belly skin here in the front have shifted down, and then massage through your waistband of pants and roll the pelvis out long. Roll it up so it feels like this gentle wave is coming underneath you. Breathe it in. Lower these waists down, then pelvis, and one more halfway curl. So we curl, we wheel, we wave, we float, and then all the way back down. Good. We take it all the way up to the top. So you can tilt your pelvis, peel those bottom ribs, and you take it up to where it feels manageable for you today. These top ribs have to go down. Good. So if it was uncomfortable as you articulated with a bone by bone peel as you come up, you can go from flat to straight up and then see how it feels when you massage smoothly all the way down. Roll it all the way back up. Press your hands to your thighs. Press the thighs to the hands. And then exhale, sternum lowers down. Then you massage here through your back ribs. Your pelvis and sacrum and tailbone are still curled underneath. And then you release. We go again. Roll up. 1, 2, 3, and hold it there. Lower your sternum a notch. On your skateboard, you're going to slide side, side, center. Lower the sternum and ribs a notch. We slide, so your pelvis here is level. You don't want to feel the one side of your pelvis dropping as you slide on your skateboard. Your skateboard is right underneath. Breathe in, lower the sternum and ribs a notch, and skate. 2, 3, center. Lower the sternum and ribs a notch, skate. 2, 3, and center. Lower sternum and ribs a notch, skate side. So you're gliding in space, parallel glide, center, lower sternum and ribs, glide, 2, 3, 4, middle, lower down, glide, 2, 3, 4, middle, lower down, glide, skateboard slide. So you haven't let your pelvis touch the mat yet, but now possibly you're just feeling your pelvis, the back of your hips, slide across from side to side on your mat, and voila. Quick knee into the chest on one side, and place it down. Quick knee lift chest to the other side, and place it down. Reach the arms back down long, take a breath in. Worm and squirm between those shoulder blades, and then float the arms up. In one move, we're going to press straight up to the ceiling. We're going to press straight up, hold, and then lower straight down. So we're going to pelvic press. You're going to press your pelvis up to the ceiling, and then lower your pelvis straight down. Press straight up. It's like a seesaw, and down. Up, and down, and one more up. Hold it there. Lower the right side of your pelvis down to your mat and bring your pelvis back up. Ribs on the low down. Pull up your skin pants. Lower the left side of your pelvis down and press it back up. You take it to a height that's good for you today. Lower right side of pelvis down, press it back up. Lower left side of pelvis down, press it back up. Lower right side of pelvis down, press it back up. Lower left, press it back up, and then we're going to incorporate our lovely figure of 8. Super smoothly and gently as we feather the body all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock gently side to side. Good. If you're feeling tender in your lower back, or you know that you have a couple of niggles in your lower back, put your feet down. If you're feeling stronger and you want to take it to the next level, float your knees up to bug on back. Interlace your fingers, place your hands behind your head. So you either have your feet flat down on the floor, parallel hip bone distance apart, or up like this, we curl. 1. Arc the arms, round the chest a little more, float the arms, hands behind your head and lower. If your feet are down, same thing. You're going to curl up, arc the arms, round a little more, float arms up, hands behind your head, and release it down. We go again. Breathe in, keeping your feet down if you want to. And arc, you're in control, and round. Arms up, hands behind your head, and release. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, curl. Arc the arms, round a little more. Arms up, hands behind your head, and go down 1 more. Breathe in, exhale, curl. Arc the arms, round a little more. Reach the arms, hands behind your head. Hold 1, hold 2, hold 3, And then release, hug knees. We go straight into thigh bone circles, round. And here, for the first few, you can feel how your pelvis shifts your whole body out. And then I want you to keep your pelvis weighted and just let your thighs do the stirring. There's no other shifting up and down in your body, just your thighs are stirring. And then place your hands under your thighs and press fingers away as we continue to thigh bone circle in the opposite direction. 3 more here. And 2. And 1. Good. Hug knees into the chest, place foot down, foot down. We're going to roll over onto our sides for our book openings. So bring your knees right up in line with your hips. Use your mat as an indicator for the placement of your body. So if you can interlace your fingers and place your hands at the back of your head, you make space underneath your ribs and get comfortable here. If it's not comfortable here for your underneath shoulder, put your arm down and build the space up with a cushion here between your mat and your head. We want to keep knees and ankle bones together. The knees and ankle bones stay together as just your upper body rotates. And bring it back. Just had a fantastic little click there. Breathe in, keep knees and ankles together. The reason why we want the knees and the ankles together is because that indicates that our pelvis is upright. And so we're only using our thoracic rotation capability, availability. That's what we want. And the thoracic spine, your mid-back goes all the way down to where your bottom ribs are, where the last rib bone is on your back. And we'll hold it here. Breathe in 1, breathe in 2, breathe in 3, and then roll it all the way back. Good. Pressing up and taking the legs to the other side. So you're going to swivel around, slide down to side B, same setup. Knees and ankle bones together, shins in line with your mat, interlace the fingers, reorganize if you need to have your arm out long, build the space up between the mat and your head with cushions. Salute 90 degrees, ready to go, and we open. Knees and ankles stay together, your head weighted in your hands. And notice which side feels a little more easy to go into that beautiful, delicious book opening. And bring it all the way back. Just the top half of your body is opening to spiral, open heart. Exhale as you bring it back. We do 2 more. Inhale as we open to spiral. Exhale as we bring it back. And 1 more. Inhale, open. Go to where it feels good for you. Knees and ankles stay perfectly aligned. Inhale and exhale 1. Inhale and exhale 2. Inhale and exhale 3. Bring your bodies round. And from there, just gently roll over onto your tummy. So it's like we're on the beach. You're going to walk your legs out of your waist. You're going to stretch your belly. You want to stretch your stomach skin on the mat. Nestle your rib cage down. Nestle your sternum down. And while you're busy nestling down, I want you to feel the pressure and the weight of your elbows into the floor. Hands under your forehead. Tuck your toes under. Walk your legs out a little bit longer and then release your feet. Send energy down from your sacrum through the hip bones in the front. So it feels as though you're gently sending energy with your pubic bone up your mat. Then glide forward, glide your sternum, and you're hanging out here on your bottom ribs. We haven't gone any higher. Feel as though you're drawing your mat into your chest, and then drape your sternum bone down, forehead, and eyes. Heel, eyes, forehead. Lift your sternum bone up that wall. Feel your elbows pressing down, and then lower one ear down to the side. Exhale as you glide your body up. Inhale, lower opposite ear down. Exhale, glide up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, glide up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, glide up. Keep it into the center. Walk your elbows in a little bit more so that you're pressing down through your elbows. Good. Shift your pelvis up and down your mat as you move your body with your elbows. Then bring it somewhere in the middle. And we're just going to bring that heel around, heel towards your pelvis. The other leg presses down and away from you as we bring that foot around the back of the knee, around the back of the knee, around the back of the knee. It's like you have snail shells at the back of your knee, please. And then we allow the head to go side, 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 side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to the middle. Bring your hands and elbows down as you lower your bottom ribs down to your mat. And then gently drape your body down and gently rock your pelvis side to side, to side, to side, to side. Our safe transition for today would be rolling back onto our sides. Bring your knees up in line with your hips. Step 1. Step 2. You're going to bring your body back up into quadruped. Good. Tuck your toes underneath and just give a little stretch into the necks of the toes as you ease your pelvis back and forwards and back and forwards and back. Hold it there. Really get a little stretch also at the back of your Achilles. Bring it back to quadruped. Relax your toes. Right arm and left leg go out. Right arm and left leg come down. You're balancing champagne glasses. One on each vertebral bone all the way down the length of your spine. Left arm, right leg goes out. Left arm, right leg comes back. Right arm, left leg goes out. Right arm, left leg comes down. And it's not about how high we lift the leg. It is about keeping the back of the head, the back of the rib cage, and the back of the pelvis in contact with your broomstick and balancing your broomstick on your back. Right arm, left leg, down. Left arm, right leg, down. Right arm, left leg, down. Left arm, right leg, down. Tuck your toes. Curl your pelvis underneath a little bit. So you've rolled your pelvis underneath and hover your knees. Hold 2, 3, 4. Lower your knees. Relax your toes. Take the hands a little further away from you. Scooch the knees slightly further back on your mat. Retuck your toes. Lengthen the long arms. Rolling wave cat curls. So we roll through. Little unfold and drag your pelvis back, sits bones over heels. Exhale as we curl to wave through. And drag pelvis, sits bones back over heels. 2 more. Curl as we round through. Drag pelvis back. And 1 more. Curl as we round through. Drag your pelvis back. You're going to walk your hands back, ladies. Now you get to roll back. So I want you to come into the lowest seated squat position. If you need to open your legs and feet wide and keep your hands on the mat, so be it. A little gentle sway. Even if you're halfway up, it doesn't matter. Our goal each time is to get closer and closer to this parallel placement where our heels are trying to reach down for the mat, and then stand straight up. So you're standing straight up, you brought your pelvis forward. And while you're reorganizing yourselves to come to stand up, I want to re-elevate our viewing so that we can be back in an upright standing position. Good. So you're just going to reach the arm, reach the arm, reach the arm, little sway, whoopsie balance, hello. You see how what happens in our ears affects our balance. I find the human body fascinating. And sway, and sway. You're just reaching and taking the arm overhead, so we're getting a nice stretch across that line. Nice stretch. Put your hand behind your pelvis. Hand behind you. Hand behind your back. Hand behind your back. One more hand. Bring it to the middle. Shake out arm. Shake out leg. Take a breath in. Right arm comes over. We do a little stretch. Bring it back. Left arm comes over as we do a little stretch. Interlace the fingers in the front, little bend in the knees, ground your upper back. Bring those arms all the way up. Circle your wrists. Get a little stretch across the forearms and fingers. Rise, test balance. Float those arms up. And we're going to swing. So you're going to bounce, swing, swing, up, swing, swing, up. One more, swing, swing. Breathe in. Smile across your face. Exhale all your breath, getting ready to force it out as you breathe in. And horse it out. Ah, for my darlings at home, I'm going to unmute you right now. For viewers at home watching Library, I hope that you feel so much more open and feel a little bit of a spark and a smile coming from inside your body to say thank you for our restorative mat work today. I'll see you soon.